name is Santosh Dhami and my student P number is P28388166, and this is my dissertation video presentation, and my dissertation topic is Adidas perspective on future sustainability goals, and my research topic is how successful are Adidas sustainable and eco-friendly products method and product lines are. And here we go on to the next slide. Here we have an introduction. Adidas was founded in Germany in 1949 AD. It earns around 21 billion euros in revenue a year and operate in 160 countries, and it employs around 59,000 people and um, produce around 400 million products annually, which is like Europe's largest and the world's second largest brand wide. What makes Adidas a particular interesting case is how publicly committed it is to sustainability. It has made a high-profile plays on recycled materials, carbon reduction, circular design, and supply chain transparency. But as a consumer and a regulatory pressure intensify, the real question is whether those commitments are genuine or whether they amounts to like amounts to greenwashing. And for the next slide we have research objectives, and this my decision have 5 objectives. First is to examine 4 theoretical framework, uh, and second is to analyze Adidas eco-friendly practices in production and products, to apply thematic analysis to identify 5 key theories, to compare Adidas against Nike and Puma and pinpoint their research gap and make a recommendation. And the next slide is about literature review. It's a theoretical framework, and I have made the literature review around 4 framework is addressing a different dimension of sustainability. And the first is a stakeholder theory. Freeman argue firm must manage the interests of all stakeholders: consumer, worker, suppliers, investor, NGOs, government, and but not just stakeholders. For Adidas, this explains the business case for sustainability. In 2023, 72% of consumer identified Adidas as a sustainability leader. And the second is a research-based view. Barnes VRIN framework holds the competitive advantage comes from resources that are valuable, rare, and non-substitutable. The Parley's partnerships has giving Adidas exclusive access to ocean plastics, which clearly meets this criteria. By 2023, Adidas used 60% recycled polyester compared to Nike 10%. And the third is triple bottom line. Clinton's triple bottom line measures performance across planet, people, and profit. Like Clinton himself warned in 2018 that triple bottom line is often used as a reporting device, not a driver of genuine operational sense. And the third is circular economy. The circular economy replaced the take make advantage, take make dispose model with closed loop design, um, product product made to be reused, repaired, or recycled. This has become central Adidas strategy. And the next is initiative and gaps. The review, the literature review also examine a specific initiative and identifies research gaps. The first is initiative. Uh, the Parless Partnership has produced over 30 million pair of shoes from Ocean Plastic since 2025. The Future Craft Loop trainer launched in 2019 is entirely made from ocean plastic, like a thermoplastic polythene, and can be shredded into completely new source and can be reused. Adidas also joined the Better Cotton Initiative, targeting fully sustainable cotton by 2025 and participate in the CDP supply chain program. And the identification of a research gap. There is no long-term ROI study on Adidas sustainable investment, and consumer perception research is heavily skewed towards Western market, and this gap directly shape the analytical approach to approach in chapter 4. And for the chapter 6, like slide 6, we have methodology. So research design follows the research onion framework by Saunders et al. Book. Mm, the, the philosophy I chose is critical realism, because the view that objective reality exists but is always filtered through social and institutional structure, requiring us to look behind corporate rather than take them at face value. And the approach is deductive, which applying for establishment framework uh, to Adidas evidence. The method I use is monometer qualitative to suit sustainability reports, NGO evaluation, and academic journals. The strategy is a case study of Adidas, which I can find publicly available data for the dissertation. Uh, Data was collected across Adidas' own reports, CDP, Greenpeace, Sustainalytics, the FLA, and academic source analysis used Brown and Clark six-step thematic analysis, producing five theories. And for the next slide, I have themes, theories. First one is material innovation. It's a research-based view. Over 60% of polyester across Adidas' entire product line now comes from the recycled sources. The Farley Partnership has produced over 30 million pair of shoes from ocean collected plastics. Adidas' material position is genuinely competitive, but Nike uses just 10% recycled polyesters. The gap, however, is accessible, which at over 200 euros. Parley produce products are out of reach for most consumers, limiting the total environmental impact relative to 400 million annual units. And the second is circular design. The Future Loop launched in 2019, which is completely made from thermoplastic polyethylene and can be fully shredded and reused. The made and the remade initiative extended this approach. It is also committed to eliminating virgin plastic by 2024. And for the next slide, I have the other more theories is a stakeholder theory, like stakeholder engagement. Adidas stakeholder strategy is genuinely multi-layered. Parley's link product to ocean protection. FLA provides independent of factory audits. BCI supports cotton and CDP supply chain and targets renewable energy. 72% consumer brand consumer brand recognition as a sustainable leader is making ECG investment. And next is triple bottom line supply chain governments. Direct emission are falling year on year, and Editas has placed 100% renewable energy in its own facilities, but Scope 3 emission from third-party factories and logistics make up the majority of Adidas' carbon footprint and are progressing far more slowly. Some reduction rely on carbon credits rather than genuine operational costs. FLA audits and full one-tier supplier lists are industry leading, but supplier factories and raw material processor remain outside any monitoring framework. And the fifth is triple bottom line profit, which is a commercial sustainability. Sustainab- Sustainability is generating real commercial returns like a price premium pricing, ECG fund inflows, and brand quality equity growth. But the benefits are concept like concentrated in lines retailing above 120 euros. And the next slide is a discussion. And here I have two. Like first one is operational skills for the strategic goals. Sustainability is further advanced as a goal rather than operational reality. And the 2024 Virgin Plastic target was not met, but Eggleston warning that triple bottom line is frequently used for reporting rather than a real change is directly applicable here. So the second is the consumer accessibility gap. 70% brand recognition as a mm, as a sustainability leader constrain the reality that most purchases are not sustainable product. Environmental impact at scale requires sustainable option to be affordable to mainstream consumers, not just premium buyers. And on the strength, uh, triangulating Adidas on report against CDP, Greenpeace, and Sustainalytics significantly strengthen the reliability of this finding. The four theoretical framework provide a rigorous, multidimensional, and analytical structure. And here we have a conclusion. Uh, like I say, to answer the research question directly, Editas is a genuine leader in product level sustainability and material innovation, and its innovatives are producing real commercial rewards, but it is not effective at the operational level. Mm, the strengths are clear, like it is the industry leading recycled material, genuine circular design innovation, multi-layered multi-layer stakeholder engagement, and greater supply chain transparency than Nike. But structural gaps remain the huge problem for the Adidas because supply chain governments collapse below tier 1. Scope 3 emissions are progressing too slowly, and sustainable products are priced out of mainstream reach. And on to the next slide, here I have recommendation for the management of the Adidas. Scale sustainable materials into affordable mainstream lines, and not just the premium segment, but extend the supply chain governments to sub-tier factories where risks are actually highest. Replace carbon credits with general operational emission cut. And for the upcoming studies, longitude studies matter the most. Uh, it should track whether 2030 and 2050 targets are actually reached, and the primary study on price sensitivity should be take one. And a multi-case comparison of Nike, Adidas, and Puma using the same framework should produce stronger, generalizable findings. And dedicated studies should be continued. And the next is references for my presentation and the dissertation. And at last, I want to say you thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my dissertation. And thank you very much.